welcome to Simply Art. Like the video on the way in, share and subscribe. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to Simply Art Holiday Projects. Today we're going to make a Christmas tree out of clay. So for our project you're going to need air dry clay, scissors. We're also going to make a card to go with our project. So you need an 8.5 by 11 stock paper. You know, I use sketch paper, but any kind of heavier stock will be good. If you want to make your Christmas tree have some bling, you can use sequins or some beads, or you can paint it. So paint also works. You're gonna have to, if you decide to paint your Christmas tree, you're gonna have to let it dry completely. Sometimes you can paint it when it's still a little bit wet, but it covers the best when it's completely dry. So we're gonna start with our clay. And you don't need a great big piece, but you have to decide what size Christmas tree you want to have. I'm also going to lay a piece of paper down because I don't want it to stick to the table when I'm finished. I'm going to put that aside for just a second. So I'm going to use, you can see the size clay I have. I'm going to take this off. I don't think I need this. Put that back in there. So I've got a ball about the size of a tennis ball. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it between my hands, and I am going to start to get a long kind of cord, like a log, and then you can keep rolling. Use both hands and make it big. Okay, you want to get this all spread out into a cord. See how I'm getting longer? I think that's pretty good. See how this looks? So this is, I've got a ruler here. This is just about 12 inches. Actually, it is 12 inches. And we are going to, if you want to, take your fingernail. We're going to make 1-inch pieces. So I'm going along here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So see what I did here? I made little grooves in the clay, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off pieces right where my grooves are. Just going to snip that right off. So you should have 12 pieces, approximately the same size, which is not really important, honestly, because we're going to make coils out of those. And our coils, we're going to end up with different sizes because we want our Christmas tree coils to get smaller as we go up. But for now, we're going to cut those so we have the right amount. And scissors are great for this because it goes right through it. So we have all these little pieces now, and we are going to do the same thing with the little pieces. We're going to make coils. So I like to start with it between my fingers, between my hands, and then I go like this. You don't want the coils to be really, really thin because you want them to hold up your Christmas tree. See what I'm doing? You want them to be about even though. So that's 1. You can also make little balls of clay. So I want this one to be just a little bit shorter, not a lot, but just a little bit. I'm gonna go to my next one. Now this one, as you can see, is a little bit long. So I'm gonna snip off this end right here, and I'm gonna put this piece aside. So now I've got one a little bit smaller. I'm gonna go to my next one. Same thing with this one. We want this one to be smaller, so we're gonna just snip off this little piece and put it aside. Keep going until you have all of your pieces together. This one's kind of thin. I maybe had a little bit less clay on this one, so I'm going to not roll that out. Grab another one. Actually, I'm going to move my little pieces further back here so that I have room to roll. I might switch these. There we go. So you want to make sure that you don't have one side fat and one side thin, because that's not going to help you. So we're going to put this together, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Snip that off. Next one. Put this there. Make this one a little bit smaller. Snip that off. See, you can already see it's starting to go like this to form your Christmas tree. You could actually let these dry like that and then tie them and make a Christmas tree that way too. A little snip there. This one I think I'm going to put on the bottom. It's a nice big piece for a foundation. And as you keep going, you can see that this one, I can almost snip that off and make it for my top. So I'm going to leave that piece there and fit some in between there. I want this one to be just a little bit smaller. And look, we can use two of these. We're going to make this one just a little bit smaller. Put that little scrap piece on the side there. And I've got another one. Last one. This one's nice and long too, so we're going to put this one on the bottom. Okay, so that's what our Christmas tree looks like laid out like this. So now we're gonna take our little scraps and move them out of the way. We're gonna take our piece of paper that I had here because I don't want to have it stick to the table. I'm gonna take the longest piece and I'm gonna create a circle. And you wanna pinch your ends together so that they stay together. So you got a circle just like that. And then you're gonna take the next one and you're gonna do the same thing. Now the two bottom ones, I'm not too much worried about them coming in because I wanna get a nice foundation. Okay, can you see what this looks like so far? See how you have the coils there? I'm gonna try to line up my seams so they'll be in the back. And we're gonna take our next one. And this is gonna be a little bit smaller. Now see this one, look what happens. It's a little bit too small, isn't it? So that's no big deal. We're just gonna roll this a little bit more. We got it a little bit longer. And then we're gonna pinch that. And we wanna just make sure they're all together. See? So it's starting to form now. And you want it to be smaller, but you don't want it to fall down in the middle. So just a little bit smaller, but not down in the middle. And the next one. And now you're just coiling and pinching. But you can already see how it's starting to get thinner and make the shape of a tree. You want to kind of pinch them a little bit so that they stick together, the sides stick together, because you don't want this to dry and then have the coils come off. And the next one. So I want you to see this one has a little bit too much on there. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to make it look almost like a little ring. See how it looks like that? Because this is then going to be a little ball on my Christmas tree. So if you want to do that again, so you have more of those, you just pinch it and form a ring. So it looks like a ring that you put on your finger. And then just turn it a different direction. Okay? We'll do the same thing. We'll keep going because then you also have ornaments already on your tree. Move this here so you can see closer. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to bring these together. I'm going to pinch, make a little bit of a ball there on the end, and then I'm going to put it where I want it. It also allows you, if you have a little bit bigger piece that you doesn't quite fit, to make it smaller. I'm just going to keep going with that. Okay. Can you see how you're forming a Christmas tree already? We're almost to the top of this tree. Now, at the top of this tree, you have lots of options here, however you want to do it. That's basically our Christmas tree. And the other thing that you want to do is if you put your hands inside so you can hold it like this, you just want to go along and make sure that your sides are all connected a little bit. Just pinch a little bit so that they go into one another. Okay, there's our tree. Now, a couple things. We have these scraps over here. So there's a couple things you can do. You can pinch it off and just roll it in between your fingers, and you have a ball, and you can stick it on the side of your tree. You have to make sure though it's on there though. So we can do a couple of those. The other thing that we can do is we can pinch the ends of these so that it comes to a point. Do it on this end too. And we'll get another one and do the same thing. And I think I want one more. See, I'm just pinching the ends so they are pointy like that. And I put them in so that they look like a star. And my star can go right there on the top of my tree. I've got a couple more of these. So I'm just putting them on there and I'm pinching so that it sticks to it. Doesn't come off when it dries. Don't want it to come off when it dries. I've got a couple more here. I'm going to put one over here. Okay, there is my finished Christmas tree. I'm going to turn it this way a little bit so you can see. Pretty? I can leave it like this and let it dry. I have one right here. I didn't finish it all the way, but this is dried. I could paint this. Or I can just leave it like this. But what I was saying earlier, if you want to, you know how you string lights on your Christmas tree? You can absolutely take some beads and on a piece of rope and lay them on your Christmas tree and hang them. You could put some sequins. If you want it just to be flashy, you could put some sequins on it and let it either put it on the actual tree, or you can put it on a string and hang the string on it. So that's our Christmas tree. I hope you love it. I do. Send me pictures of yours. I love these. I'm going to put this aside right there and let it dry just like that. And then we're going to do a card for our Christmas tree that goes with it. So I'm going to take a piece of stock paper. I'm going to fold it in half, just like that, line up the ends, and then push down and go across. You can make your card like this to open, or you can make your card like this to open. I'm going to do mine like this to open today. So I'm going to lay it down. The crease side is away from me. The open side is to me. And I'm going to set that aside. I have here some scrap material that I'm going to use. You can absolutely use construction paper or felt, anything like that. What we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler and I am going to cut out, I'm going to draw right here, just 3 triangles right on my paper. And you can make these as big or as little as you want. And you don't actually have to draw them if you don't want to. You can just cut them. I think it's a little bit easier with material to do the triangles with a ruler, but it's up to you to do however you want to do it. And you can make your tree as wide at the bottom as you want or as thin if you want. You want 3 thin trees? Go ahead. That's fine. It's your tree. You want a little Christmas tree, Christmas tree for each member of your family, then do that. I'm going to do 3 of them. So you can see I drew the trees on here. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just cut those out. I'm going to go straight across the bottom. And I don't really mind if your material is jagged, not quite neat. It gives it a kind of a different look, which I like. So there's one of my Christmas trees. Now I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to cut my other 2 out. There's number 2 and our last one. I need to cut the bottom off my last one. Okay, I'm gonna move my scrap paper away, my scrap material. I also have a piece of paper here because I am going to lay the face of the material or the colored part of it down and the part where I drew on the back of it up. And today you can use whatever kind of glue you want to use. You can use this. You can use Elmer's glue. I'm going to use spray glue. I like spray glue with material. And I'm just going to, I have to aim it at the material. I'm gonna spray the back of this. And I'm gonna move it over and I'm gonna take my card. Remember, the card edge is out, opening is to me. I'm gonna take one of these and I'm gonna lay it right in the middle, stretch it out, and put it on there. And then I'm gonna take my next one. It can be straight across. Be creative with this. You can go up, you can go down, you can go across. And my last one. So you see, I now have 3. Then I am going to take my black marker and I'm going to just draw a straight line for my trunk of my tree. So that is the start of my card. Now, from here, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can put Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. You can name the trees. You can put ornaments on them. If you want to put sequins on here, you can absolutely do that. Just glue them and stick them on there however you want them. If you want to make a star on the top, do a star on the top. I think I'm going to put Merry Christmas. So that is what we did today. Today we did Christmas trees, our clay ones and our card Christmas trees. I hope you had a wonderful time with this project, and I will see you on the next project. Please send me some pictures. I would love to post them on the website. See you later. Bye.